Welcome to the final battle of the 4th All-Star Battlefield event. We'll be spectating Eagle Team, which will be taking on Lion Team in this Peak of Glory continent. Battle will be beginning shortly. Let's get into the matchups that we're going to be seeing throughout this battle. Firstly, you can check this out in your own game by going to the battlefield building here near your walls, All-Stars. For now, we're just going to be checking out the teams, and we'll actually go through, as soon as we have 10 minutes before the battle, some of the previous battles in the semi-finals and perhaps even the have time so we can try to see who's going to finals. At least team-wise, of course, individually we'll go through that. Starting off with the Eagle team, we have GT, DJ, Swaggy Monster, 59, and TG Casey in the top 5 places. That's just in power, not necessarily they're going to win, which is reflected in that JT came 18th in his semi-final and DJ came 20th. That's out of 25 places, so that's not technically bad because you don't have to be in the top places. It's all about this final battle. But they did come relatively low in their semi-finals. Waggy came back all the way in 24th himself, although 59 came 4th, KG came 7th. We'll come back to some of the other top 10 on Eagle, but first we're going to go over to... So the top 5 here are Docs, Errors, don't know how to say this one, but it's the one with Chinese characters, Love Letter, and Naz. These players came 3rd, 1st, 9th, 7th, 20th. So you can see that's already quite a bit better for the higher power players. So hopefully we're going to see some really big scores coming out of Lion Team in some of their high players, which Docs and Errors have been doing quite well. Really punching, maybe not above their weight, but definitely really hitting hard on those Lion Team players because mostly they've been on Eagle Team now. Naz has been doing quite well, especially for their power. However, they did come back in 20th semi-finals, also seeing big attacks coming out. Preliminaries from them. Hopefully we see more from them in this final battle. Going back to Eagle Team here, going through the 6th to 10th places. Muck was 3rd in his semi-final. Easy was 8th. Don't know how to say this one. The person that's in 8th here is 16th in the semi-final. Zero was actually 2nd, which is pretty good for his power. And Golden was 10th. Now, although some of these players may be higher ranked in the semi-finals, that might make it a little bit harder for them to justify healing their troops and cost money, or at least whittle down their healing speed-ups they may have been saving for a while or fought previously. So some of these players might be out a little bit quickly, depending on how many saved up over. Do feel free to use the live chat to ask any question as necessary. You can ask anything about Evony. It can be about the All-Stars Battle event that we're covering here or anything else. Going back to Lion Team, checking out some of their other players. Beyond there came 2nd, just like Zero did, that we got on the Eagle team. Red Sam was 12th. Crazy was 13th. Alaska was 6th. And Trail was 8th. So as you may have realized, Lion Team do have their higher power players being the higher ranked in the semi-finals. So I would probably give edge to them before we get into the battle. But as it goes into the first 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, that's when we're going to probably see the winner. That's what's happened in the preliminaries and semi-finals. I haven't seen too many battles where one team comes back and beats the other, such as semi-finals that we were covering last time, which was A, where Eagle Team was Eagle Team was ahead most of the time. Now, I did not record down the other players and what ranks they were, but we will go through them seeing as we have time before the battle begins. About 5-6 minutes until the battle begins. We got Styles. He's been doing really well. Eye Candy, semi-finals, they did take a while to get their rank up, but they were doing a lot of rallies. So we might be seeing them starting the rallies. Digu down here in 17th, he was doing a similar thing where weren't doing too well in the beginning and they really came back at the end. Not sure if it's going to be the other way around here finals, because they're going to be desperate to get those points in the beginning because, as we've seen in the preliminaries and the semi-finals, a lot of these players are trying to get points solo attacking at the very end, which, as far as I'm aware, is probably not a good idea. So hopefully we see a lot of rallies coming out much quicker than we have, especially in the preliminaries. It was very slow. Semi-finals has picked up. I'm sure this final Battlefield event is going to be a very big one points-wise. They probably double the points were in the semi-finals than the preliminaries. Maybe we'll see it double again. That's going to be a lot of troops lost if they do. Hopefully we'll see that in about 5 minutes here. Again, if anyone wants to ask questions in live chat, I'll answer for sure. Now, I'm not going to really go and mention all of the players because we've only got 5 minutes. I will look at some other things. You can look in your own game, look at all of these players and compare them to previous scores, semifinals, and preliminaries. If anyone is in chat from previous streams or their first time here, notice any of these players or are here in particular for a player, do leave their name down in chat. I'll try to pay attention to them a little bit more during the battle, and especially their scores as well, so you can keep up to date on that, because if you can't ask them yourself, busy. So with this last 4 minutes, we're just going to take a quick look at the semi-final scores, just so you have an idea of the difference between the players. So we have King, I think he's on Eagle team this time, so he got 18,000 points. That's significantly more than a bunch of players in Group A. So hopefully we're going to see more out of him. Now beyond, you know, he's been doing pretty well. He hasn't been starting rallies or anything like that. I've been seeing more of that out of docks. 59 here is on Eagle team, as we mentioned. Obviously, he is one of the higher power players. A lot of the time he solo attacks. He doesn't tend to join a ton of rallies. It'll be interesting to see if he actually will start joining those rallies, because that's going to be necessary if he wants to begin getting those higher points, especially in the finals here, where it's going to be much harder, especially with how good Lion Team. May's been punching above their rank, doing very well, as you see in place there. Pitchfork as well, been doing really well. Love Letter has been doing well. It was the same thing where they're doing a lot of solo attacks. Hopefully we'll see some more coming out of these players that are doing solo attacks. Dav's been doing well, doing a lot of rallies as well. Sigu, as we mentioned before. We have limited time, so we'll go through the Group B, and then we'll go to rewards for anyone that hasn't seen those yet. So Errors was #1 in Group B. Quickly going back to Group A, as you see 18,000 points as their #1. Errors did well, but that's still only 16, well, maybe closer to 17,000 points. Still good nonetheless. Zero, getting a little bit less, not too bad. Muck, Miss Phoenix. And if you haven't noticed already, any of these players with the yellow highlight on them, they went through. So all of these players down here did not go through. If you're checking it out for yourself and you're wondering what that means, this means that they went through to the next stage. Now we're just going to quickly check out the rewards. We'll see if we have time for anything else before actually getting into the battle. So the total ranking rewards, first place gets more of these items like resources, healing, speed ups, and so on. What everyone is looking for are these top 4 rewards, which will be up until 15th place, where they get all 4, and up to 16th to 25th place will lose out on the March effect, and actually the same down here until 50. There's only 50 players in this battle, so all of these players will be getting at least these set of rewards or higher. Wanted to check out what's below, and anyone that was in the semi-final but got knocked out would be getting these. We've got about a minute now until the event. We're just going to wait for that. In the meantime, I will just restart my game. When the game comes back up, we'll be ready to enter the battlefield. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, we are back. So, for those that don't know, with the Battlefield event, once this timer up here gets down to 1 hour and 55 minutes, the battle will begin. So currently we're going to have Eagle Team in the bottom left corner with Lion Team in the opposite corner. For those people new to this event, in this little area here where it's not grassy, this will be the safe area for Eagle Team. When they're in this area, no one can teleport next to them into this area where the river is going around it. They can be attacked here though. That's just something important to know when you're doing Battlefield yourself. If you wanted to get away or and heal your troops or something, you can come in here. Larger players don't necessarily do that. What we're going to be seeing here in this event, for anyone that hasn't watched previous streams, both teams are going to be teleporting right next to the Battlefield Hospital. That is because this hospital building increases the Alliance healing speed by 6%. Teams don't tend to fight too much over it, but certainly worth having. The Rally Hall is a brand new building. For anyone that has not seen that, it will increase your Alliance rally capacity, which can amount to 1 million or 2 million troops. So for those really high 35 players, which is really worthwhile when you're talking about sending somewhere close to 1 billion power at a player. Being able to send more of that, fantastic. We've got 2 minutes until the battle here. Feel free to use the live chat, ask any questions before the battle starts, as when it does start I might struggle to read the live chat. Also do note that the description shows some competition details. Very simple. Once score here is 100,000 for one team, I'm going to say something in chat. Once I say that something in chat, which you can check out in the description, post your ID, your in-game ID, in the chat for a reward from the Evony developers. They will send that to you probably within a couple of days or something like that. It will only apply to the first 10 players that do that. If you've already been a part of a previous competition that we held in the other streams, remember that that's not going to apply to you, because you can only do that. We've got 1 minute until the event starts here. I don't currently have a timer for the event, but at some point I'll update that. See the timer in the bottom right as well. But for now, you can view it at the I do actually agree with Captain Conrad here. I hope no team takes the Knights Hall. That will be a little bit of a problem trying to stream. The Knights Hall marches can be very annoying. Those that have not played this event, these will basically send undead marchers against your enemies over and over and over. So it is a good building to hold in most Battlefield events. But for the All-Stars, it's just an annoyance. We got Eagle Team teleporting in here now. I only got the first player. Okay, so they are taking the top of the Battlefield Hospital. You'd probably see Lion Team coming in on the opposite side. Albert, this stream is of Peak of Glory continent. So it seems that Lion Team and Eagle Team have teleported to the same side, which is going to be problematic. They may end up moving. Not necessarily a problem, but it makes it a little harder for Lion Team to keep the hospital, which is a good building to have. Yes, Peak of Glory, Albert. Are you asking if it's Peak of Glory, or are you just not sure what Peak of Glory means? We've got the first rally being sent to Pentangle. Hopefully we'll be able to see where this goes. Just because I don't want to miss it, I was just waiting. The Golden's been attacked. He was reinforced. We did see previously in the semi-finals, the reinforcements did take a while to come in before they got into their rhythm, but we're already seeing Eagle team here getting some reinforcements in. Take a look at the scores to see who's been winning so far. It's neck and neck really, with Golden in first place, Alaska, and I'm not going to say this player's name just in case, so you can read it for yourself, in third place. We're seeing a rally against Naz. He was 8.5 billion previously. We've got some reinforcements coming in. A few of them were late. I'm going to check out his power level after this attack is completed. So 8.5 billion power, now he's at 8.1. That's a 400 million loss, at least for himself, plus any reinforcements losses. Errors taking a big rally in, going to be against Eagle team. That's against this Chinese player here. 6.2 billion power before that attack. He didn't seem to get any reinforcements. So he's down 700 million power. He did actually have one from Never Been. There are a lot of rallies here, but we'll keep checking out the scores, seeing back and forth what's happening. So far, Lion team in the lead. Not quite enough for us to tell what's going to be happening over the course of the battle, but Lion team are the favorites for this battle in my opinion. The battle report here, it's just a scout, but we'll still take a look. Got a lot of cavalries, although that is backed up by T-13 archers, so a lot of these players do have even amounts of troop type. But it is going to take multiple rallies in quick succession on certain players to get the most points. We've seen that in the semi-finals where teams were continuously hitting certain players. Like King Darush was being attacked a lot of times in our group. May was attacked a bunch of times. Seeing another rally from Sigu onto this player. That's 10.1 billion power. They're getting a lot of reinforcements very quickly. That may have been a fake rally. Don't seem to be sending it. Era's taking another rally in. So Eagle's still holding the Battlefield Hospital. Doesn't seem like Lion Team's going to be taking it back anytime soon. There's going to be very little wounded for some time. Gotta remember, those players that are quite new or aren't high power, these players here we're looking at are a couple billion power at least. Some up to 12, 13 billion power. So that means they might have up to 200 million troops, in some cases more. It's going to take some time for those troops to actually start dying, them to care about the Battlefield Hospital. Seeing both teams take a little bit of a break here, scouting each other, trying to figure out their next move. While they're doing that, we're going to check out the scores once more. Still not too much in it. Line team still winning. Not too many points been scored since we last checked a couple of minutes ago. As both teams scout a little bit more, get a better understanding of the defenses of each team, they should begin rallying in quick succession once again. Already seeing some more come out here. The love letter might be getting rallied here. You get a bunch of reinforcements. 10.1 billion power, so he is down very close to 10 billion power, even with the reinforcements there. So that may mean the Eagle team is in the lead now. The Eagle team lost a lot of power on that one too. The Rally Hall was owned by Eagle team, but Lion team are trying to take that building now. Golden being reinforced. Very big rally onto Never Been. Blind team are really starting to pull ahead. Early days right now, we might be seeing those scores go up by 20, 30 times, not more. So Addy just went down 700 million power. There's a lot of reinforcements in there. I'm going to assume the Eagle team didn't do too well on that. Seems it might have been even. Hopefully we see more reports come in chat, but right now there's not too much going on in chat. JT setting a few rallies here. One against Maybe May. I'm not sure if these are real rallies. They may be. So Maybe May at 5 billion right now. Did get a bunch of reinforcements. It may have been a fake rally. Didn't see it come out. Again, if you're in this stream trying to take a look at any given player, make sure you leave it in chat and I'll try to keep an eye on them for you. Eye Candy taking in a rally onto Sean Teddy. Right now, Sean Teddy is 6.8 billion power. We'll see afterwards. Got a couple of late reinforcements there, but he does have plenty in there. The reinforcement game in this finals has been really good. Took a long time, preliminaries, to some degree with the semi-finals for teams to get on top of that. Sean Teddy didn't go down too much. We'll take a look at the scores once more. Again, Lion team still keeping their lead. Eagle team are failing to do too well with that. But one stream onto 59. I'm not sure if he was attacked twice, but he might have been down 2 billion off of that. Take a quick look at the top 10s. We got Golden and Never Been from Eagle team at the top, first two places. Naz and Sean Teddy in third and fourth. 59 is fifth. And the rest of those places are taken by Lion team, which is Addy, Chinese player here, Rail Dog, Maybe May, and Alaska. I'll come back at a later time and check out that in more now, all the way down to the 50th place. Looks like Ares is taking in another rally. We saw them doing most of the rallies in the previous Battlefield event. Pentangle might be doing another one. He might be reinforced. They're attacking 0 right now. 7.7 billion power. So he's not down too much. Only a few 100 million, but again, there are reinforcements coming in, so those are dying too. We've got over 1 hour and 40 minutes left in this battle. Taking a look at the buildings, we've got Lion Team holding most of those buildings. Got the two key buildings, the Battlefield Hospital and Rally Hall, captured by Eagle Team right now, and both Blessing Towers, which give them some buffs. Lion Team have now captured the Battlefield Hospital, with Half-Ton Dad teleporting next to it. I wasn't expecting Lion Team to bother so much with it, particularly early, but we've seen one of their larger players actually teleport over there and make sure they get that. So another rally coming on to Mark. I think that's going to be the first one he's taken. For those that are having their first time watching an All-Stars Battlefield event, when you're seeing these rallies go really quickly, what players are doing, feeding their reinforcements, the marches, alliance rallies. Once that rally gets there, the person that started the rally will click a button to start it instantly, skip the timer. Once that march is going towards the city that they're trying to attack, all players inside of the rally will click on it, speed march it. That means that like 5-10 people might be speed marching it as fast as possible, all at the same time. So it might get there 15 seconds after the rally started, sometimes even like 10-11 seconds. That's how fast these people are going, and that's why it's really important to get those reinforcements in quickly. You can replicate that in your own Battlefield events, the regular ones. Definitely one of the easiest ways to get really good score and work as a team to ensure you're not losing a ton of troops. That is likely, while you don't have to necessarily be on the winning team to be relatively high ranked. With any of the players in the finals right now, they're definitely doing it. Try to have something to brag about. So when you're seeing a lot of players trying to get their team score up, to do those rallies, to do those reinforcements, they have much more of an opportunity to make use of that right now in the finals. Whereas before, maybe they were saving some of their healing speed ups and other things. So this battle, this is just going to be an all-out one right now. Hopefully we aren't going to see players solo attacking as much as they have previously. So we should see a bigger gap in the scores than we have in most battles over time. Right now, Eagle Team are clawing back a little bit though. Eagle Team seem to have taken the Knight's Hall. I don't know why they did such a thing. Jefferson, you like me to watch Waggy Monster? I can do that. I think he right here. I haven't seen him do too much so far. He might have been doing reinforcements of other players for the most part. Looking at the scores, 59 has come up in the scores. I think he was about 5th before. So him and Never Been have switched. Golden still in first place. It does appear that from previous All-Star Battlefields, there's a lot of new people in here. There's a lot of those older players that are doing really well that who were not in the event or have been knocked out, such as Colt, is often in these events. So it should be interesting to see who can come out on top. It doesn't seem like from the preliminaries and the semi-finals that a lot of these players that are higher power are actually doing better, some of the lower ones. If anyone notices issues with the stream, such as my voice being low or anything like that, do let me know and I'll try to adjust things as necessary. For those not subscribed to the channel, remember that this channel is called Evony Guides, and it's called that for a reason. I do guides that are especially good for beginners, but certainly players that need a little bit more information on certain topics, you can check out my channel. I have 50 or so videos available. Some are slightly outdated, so I am coming out with a website soon, so do subscribe and check out those videos while you wait for my website to come out, which will have more in-depth information you can read at your own leisure, because sometimes I'm constrained with time when creating regular videos. We are seeing some more scouts at the moment. Taking a little bit slower. It's going to be a little bit harder to follow the event now because someone has captured the Knight's Hall. We'll do our best to not get cross-eyed trying to look at this. While the battle's a little bit slow, we're going to go through all of the ranks as they are currently. As we've been looking at the top, I'll start at the bottom. So anyone looking for certain players to shame, you can shame these. So Red Sam currently hasn't got anything. There are a few players not actually in the battle, so there might have been network issues with some of these players that are causing relatively low score right now. We've got Red Sam and Toot and Docs down here. Docs, not sure why he's so low at the moment. He might have been locked out for a period of time. Hopefully he can get more. Been doing really well in the semi-finals and the preliminaries. Same with King, he's been doing pretty well, but he's low ranked right now. High Candy, Waggy Monster hasn't been doing too much since seen his matches. Probably been reinforcing a little. Unlike to go down. Won't read them all out, but you can read as we go if you're certain players. Styles, JT, which is one of the higher power players. Still 21st, but it's hopefully we can see more coming out of some of these players. Like so again, to read out the top 5, Golden, 59, Sean Teddy, never been. Current scores are almost 17,000 for an Eagle team, and just over 19,000 for Lion team. And I can certainly follow Huntress a little more, Muhammad. Got Huntress up here. Whenever I go back into the scores, I'll make sure to keep an eye on any players that are mentioned in chat, so anyone that hasn't, free to do now. As you see here, one of the players is not particularly happy with 59 soloing. He that often, unfortunately. That is sometimes a problem with this event, that players that speak other languages will find it difficult to talk to each other and to strategize. So some players end up just solo attacking when they understand each other. What 59 does. We're going to still see him in the high ranks. He is a high power player, he's a defender, but I'm sure a bunch of these smarter players that will work together get a higher rank than him. So in this report here, we're seeing Pentangle and reinforcements and stuff losing 760 million power. Relatively the same from Lord Drago, and with the different power levels between the two generals, because the attackers are doing a bit of siege attack. Yeah, over at one siege. Now going into a siege defense. Another report. Hopefully this is a different one. Same one. So we've got to follow Waggy Monster, Huntress, and Eris. So Eris has been the one doing a lot of the rallies, so it should be pretty easy to follow them and check out what they're doing. They might even be doing another one right now. Hopefully we can catch who this is against. Only followed the wrong. That was against DJ. I have not seen him be attacked yet, so he may have lost up to £1 billion. Not entirely sure right now. Dawn Teddy has taken the second place in the leaderboards so far. We'll go through really quickly again. Try to find those players people are mentioning. Chats with 13th, we got Eris, Huntress in 24th. Waggy Monster in 39th. We're about 25% through the battle. 30 minutes gone, hour and a half to go. Lion team still holding at, or fighting over, should I say, that hospital hasn't currently been captured because it recently attacked it. The Eagle team seem to be trying to take it back already. Take a look at the battlefield, the battlefield map again. So Eagle team are still holding one of the Blessing Towers, but Lion team has taken one themselves. We have some more reports here. DJ being attacked, losing 500 million power, whereas Lion team here were losing over 800 million. It's another siege attack that they... And this is just the same. Copied. Try to come in here as often as he can, just to check out other reports. So to everyone watching, thank you for tuning into the stream. If you do have people in your server that could use checking out this battle to better understand how the battlefield event works that happens each week, do share the link with them. Just youtube.com and then flash my channel name. That's the easiest way to share it. So it's just youtube.com/Evony. And for those that haven't seen, check out the description for details of a bit of a competition that's going on, which will involve you posting at a certain time your ID, your in-game live chat, or a special. Both teams are doing rallies. They're only doing one at a time. We did see in the semi-finals multiple going out at a time, back and forth. Once we got into around about the hour mark, and a little bit lower than that. Hopefully we see that this time. We have seen periods of time where they've been attacking back and forth quite a bit, but they are a little bit of a break again, taking it a bit slow. Eagle team still holding the two key buildings that are close to here, the rally building and the hospital. There's Styles setting a rally against this player here. Getting a lot of reinforcements right now. It might end up being a fake rally. But it wasn't. They did actually send that. So they went down 500 million power. But again, reinforce. Looking at some of these attacks, it could well take an hour before we start seeing some of these players being heroed. So that attack we just saw was 660 million power lost for Lion team, whereas Eagle team only losing a million, although you gotta factor in troops will not horsemen. We will keep an eye on the battle here. At some point we might take a look at some reports in a little bit more detail. If there's anything I'm doing throughout the stream where you think I'm doing it wrong or right, let me know in the stream chat, the live chat, just so I know that I'm looking at the things that the viewers want me to look at. There's obviously a lot happening on the screen. There's a lot happening in the chat. There's quite a few reports. I am skimming over a lot of things just so everyone can see a little bit of everything. I'll take constructive criticism. Look at other things I wish. So Sigu setting a rally against Alaska. Alaska's 7.7 billion power. Taking a little while with beating up that rally. I'm not sure what's happening there. Bit of an odd rally. Didn't seem like he lost anything. I'm not sure if I was missing something there. They might have messing around. I can show some of the marches. Maybe not inside of the rallies. I might look inside of a report that someone sends. If I go into the rally, then I might miss. Actually, oh no, I can do that. So I wanted to check the power of the player before and after, but you can do that inside. If I catch another rally like I did just before, I can check. People are sending if you're trying to look at the percentages of troops that people... So just another big rally onto Beyond. So we'll just take a quick look at the overall scores. We're not going to look at individual scores right now, but you can take a quick look before I click off. I'm going to try to catch another rally, hopefully. So the hospital... to be occupied in about 30 seconds by Eagle team. It's been really back and forth with that building. Both teams not allowing the other to keep it too long. If you mean inside the battle report, I can certainly do that. But this is one as well. I mean, you got the bit of T14, more T13 being sent, 12, using like a 300,000 and just, and not sure if that's what they're all doing, probably do. But this player is starting out at 8.7 billion power. Let's actually see if they up sending that rally. Or I think they ended up not doing that rally. So Eye Candy setting another rally onto Half Ton Dad. So he's starting out at 4.1 billion power. Probably not going to get any reinforcements for that, so should have lost quite a bit of power. So he lost about 100 million. Line team taking the rally hall once again. There's more rallies going on. We will try to check out a report now, see if we can find a siege one that someone asked for in chat. I don't think this was a siege one, so we'll find another. This was a siege attack from Ares and Lion team onto Eagle team. So they're using about 1,000 of everything, of all troop types and tiers. About 50,000 or so T14 siege. 150,000 T13. Only about 25,000 of T11. Much nothing of anything else. That's pretty much what they... Look at one more and then I'll look off. So we got only 10,000 player. 750,000. 100,000 T12. 50,000 T11. 30,000 T10. If that's not exactly why you're asking, if you're looking for stats or something, you can certainly ask. Take another look as to not like everyone here is only looking for the battle as well. Thanks for tuning in again, Arlos. I remember you from last stream. Got Fuck You doing another, shouldn't say his name out loud, but doing another rally on this player. 7.3 billion power. Getting a bunch of reinforcements. A couple will be late. Down to 6.4 billion power now. Take another look at the scores real quick. Still Lion Team in the lead. I would say I was betting on Lion Team winning this battle. As an overall, obviously there's still going to be really high scoring Eagle Team players. Eagle Team are down by about 4,000 points. It might stay that way, but there is well over half of this battle left. Dial setting another rally, so we're seeing more come out now. It's on to 80. 4.3 billion power player. Real fun trying to click on the city. Love it. $3.4 billion now. Seeing a lot more rallies coming out. So you got Lion Team hitting Eagle Team there. Can't see the player that was hit because of these amazingly dense marches right there. It was easy. This is a ranged attack that they yeah. About even on either side. This is probably from the rally hall building being held, sending almost 13 million troops. Actually, that might have just been a regular rally. seems to have been singular attack. That's odd. Not too much losses in that one. To Wade, yes, that is what we've been seeing in the All-Stars Battlefield. I don't recall that being how they did it in the previous one I streamed, which was the second All-Stars Battlefield. This is the fourth one. But pretty much everyone, when they're sending siege or they're sending range, I haven't checked out the mounted too much. I assume that's also the same. Sending about 1,000 of every troop type, and whatever the main troop type they're trying to send as a part of that rally, given the general they're using, that, you know, will obviously be the bulk of it. So maybe T10 through T14, they'll send a significant amount of those, comparison to everything else, and about it really. Some players will opt to send just the highest tiers they can. But usually you'll see more T13 and T12 being T14. You do have T14, it's just some players prefer the other tiers, especially T12, because it's calculated a little bit differently how they work. I think a really big rally coming in here to Styles. I'm going to try to say that name, so now I'm going to mess it up. So 3.4 billion power right now. Here's the reinforcements were quite slow on that one. Only down to 3.2 billion. If you find I haven't gone into the scores for a little while and you wanted to check the scores out, do let me know in the live chat. Sort of the next convenient time to go through the scores, especially if there's particular people you want me to look at. So Air is setting another rally. Hopefully we'll catch who that is on before it's too late. On to Sigu. I can't quite click on him to see his power beforehand. Might have been 5.5 billion power. So what happened there? I didn't. So we've got Lion Team taking the hospital and the rally hall building. Eagle's still going for the blessing towers. Majority of buildings being held by Lion Team currently. Half-ton Dad is still sitting over by the rally building, but Eagle Team do keep taking it. Stop it from being fully occupied. In the semi-finals, we didn't see both teams really fighting over these buildings too much. Maybe every 10-15 minutes it might change hands at most. This battle with... sorry, looking at my words. Both teams have been taking it back and forth, trying to keep the other one from fully occupying it, which usually takes a few minutes. Having said that, Lion Team do currently hold the hospital. The rallies have been a little bit slow past 5 minutes. Fuck you doing another rally. I keep saying his name out loud. Should really stop it. 8.7 billion power. Player they're rallying. That might have been a fake rally because should have sent it much faster than that. Yeah, that one's been cancelled. Scores are still relatively close, but it does seem odd to me that they're using chat quite a bit. Didn't see that in the groups I was spectating in the semi-finals, which is available on my channel if you wanted to check that battle out after this one. The fact that they're using chat like that indicates to me that maybe not a lot of them are actually using some kind of voice chat on Discord or something like that, which is not the best for communication. May lead to Eagle team really struggling to win this battle. However, as I've mentioned in previous battles, you don't necessarily have to be on the winning team to get some of the better rewards. Certainly you can score quite well. Talking about that, we're going to go through the scores once more, way back to... I know some people just want to watch the action, but there's the scores as well. So we got Lion team in the first 2 positions. Easy's in 3rd from Eagle team. iMad, or I suppose just Mad. Amira's in 4th and 5th. Captain Comrade, Muck, Frail, Dawn. I'll just scroll through the rest. I won't say all of it. I see one that was mentioned in chat. I'll make those though. Huntress in 28th currently. Bro in 33rd. Waggy Monster is still back there in the scores. Have a feeling he's been locked out or something. Seen a few more players come into the battle. There was 3 missing, like a good half an hour. Now that's been 25 per team. So Red Sam might be rallied here. He's 8.5 billion power currently. Might be a fake rally, it seemed to be. The Eagle team have taken the middle building. Eagle team have taken the hospital as well. Irina, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you just mean in general to other people, I would probably put my server down in the chat, but I'm not sure my server is... $8.5 billion on this player before they've been rallied. We'll see in a second. It is after, so 8.5 billion power. This, if they're the same, that might be a glitch, or maybe I was too late clicking on it. Well, I will say my server is very close. Plus or minus 10. Pentangle might be taking another rally. We're going to hopefully see what that is in a second. It might be hard to follow just because archers here getting in the way. He might be attacking Jinster here, so he's starting at 4.4 billion power before the attack. May have been really cool or something like that. The scores are coming in a little bit low, but do check out the description. So once, well, you can check it out in the description if you don't hear me or if you don't understand, but once the scores hits about 100,000 for each team, every time it goes up by 100,000, I'll post in chat a certain message, which you can check out in the description. Once I post that, you can put your ID in the chat. The first 10 people to do that will get a special sent to them game. So it's an in-game ID you need, so you can get that by going to your avatar in the top left. I love you too, STN. There's setting another rally. Been a lot of fake rallies at the moment. A lot of people being sent back. A little bit slow. Both teams are not particularly happy with the losses they're taking. Might be looking to heal. I've been a little bit quiet, but to the person who asked in chat about checking out the scores, I can certainly check out all of the scores, and I'll highlight that person when I come to them. So we've got Lion Team taking the first 4 places with From Eagle Team in 5th. Got Mad, Captain Conrad, Trail Dog, Muck, Pentangle. Got Q, Miss Phoenix, Golden, maybe May. Let's scroll through the rest. I might say all of them. So Zero is about 1,300 points himself at second. Still looks like we got Waggy back in the low ranks, and I don't even think he's in the event right now. He is. So the person asked about Zero in chat. He's 1,300 points worth 5,000 currently. In terms of buildings, Lion holding the hospital. Eagle still got the rally building, but both teams are still trying to occupy it as. Is there any particular reason why so many hot chick guys who play Evony? I don't know what to say to such a comment. Perhaps because you have to be rich to play Evony. Apologies for being quiet. I know it can be a little bit boring at some points in the battle. These teams are communicating both in their battlefield chat and probably outside of the game as well, just taking their time, trying to make sure they're not losing as much, because you may have seen in the chat window at the bottom before, people were complaining about losing troops, saying it's hard to attack other players and to actually get a bunch of losses on Eagle team. But the same thing's been happening with Lion team. Why the rallies have stopped a little bit, they haven't been liking the ratios they're getting. Seeing a big rally come into eye candy. Not sure if these are fakes. They don't appear to be. They went down 600 million. Late reinforcements there, but I have a feeling Lion team may have won that one. While we're talking about money and women liking it, there is apparently someone that's in, I think it's server 440, which is a relatively new server. As far as I'm aware, there's maybe like 510 or 20 servers, something like that. Maybe there's more, knowing Evony, but still probably a server that's no longer than 8 months old. It might even be like 5 months old or something like that. This guy is one of the highest power players in the Deep 35, Monarch 35, tons of generals, tons of troops, of course, that kind of power. Some people are saying he spent $500,000, like half a Evony to get there. So I'm sure he can, whatever he likes in person. Talking about money, if anyone's interested in making money, make sure you invest in Dogecoin. You got Elon Musk on SNL tonight. Got Lion team trying to take back the Battlefield Hospital. Once again, Eagle team not able to occupy it. Got some Lion team players kind of down here in this corner. Often, some have teleported out actually, keep taking it back. That's in part why you might be seeing less rallies from both teams. There are a lot in the Group A semi-finals. A little bit slow, but there is an hour left. It probably will pick up in the last 40 minutes or so. Seeing a rally onto Errors. Errors was not attacked for some time. I'm not entirely sure what their power was beforehand, but I have a feeling Eagle may have lost that. So just looking at the top ranks here. Eagle not too far behind, but it is still a solid 7,000. That will be hard to claw back. Eagle team don't have any of the first 5 positions in the battle currently, with Air 3rd place. I know one of the viewers is looking for. Oh yeah, Wade, that reminds me of the Facebook page where someone mentioned that. I don't know if it was someone else, but yeah, I remember that, where people are saying there's millions of troops in T14 just subs. Just crazy to me. I don't know what these players in this All-Star Battlefield have in Peak of Glory, which is the newer, sorry, not the newer, the older servers, so not like I have anything to compare it to, but either way it seems kind of ridiculous. The end of the battle, might actually check out that player, see how they did in the final scores for then, which for anyone that wants to do that, if you haven't seen in the beginning of the stream, you weren't here for it, you can actually do that. You can go to the battlefield building inside your own city and check out the rankings of previous polls and this one once over. Might take a while to update, but you'll be able to see it there. And once the battle is over, at some point, I'm not sure if it's straight away, you'll actually be able to see the #1 for each continent displayed. Got a big rally onto eye candy here from Lion Team. Probably going to be good for eye candy. They have been a little bit far back in the ranks. That will probably bring them up 10 or 15 places. Got lucky, that is. Rena, are you Japanese also, or are you only English speaking? Because I'd assume servers where the biggest players are Japanese, they would have abundance of Japanese people as well. Yeah. Otherwise, it'd be very hard for them to be competitive. So Toot, 3.5 billion power after that rally. iCandy did share this report, so we'll take a look at this one. So iCandy attacking Trail Dog, losing almost 8 million power. Most all the reinforcements were killed as well in that rally. Losing 900 on that team. There was a siege. Mostly siege, kind of attack there onto the player that's using siege defense. That's what a lot of these players, these bigger players, are using siege defense. They have pretty good stats and everything else, but over 1,000% attack on their siege. Little under an hour left now.
Okay, he got ready.
I was gone for a second there, sorry, I'm back. So, another rally onto Trail Dog. He was probably a bit over that before. I don't think he actually lost too much. Seeing more rallies coming out here in the last hour. I have a feeling Eagle Team are still not very happy with how much they're getting, points wise, and groups they're losing. Some more reports being shared here. Hopefully they're new ones. There seems a new one on Trail Dog. Probably the same one. You gotta remember, you might only be seeing like 80 million loss, but they are losing more than that because the reinforcements are dying too. So here in chat we got Miss Phoenix complaining about people soloing other players rather than joining rallies and reinforcing their own members, or own team members. And as they mentioned, that the losing team will be not getting the march. I have a feeling they may have actually changed it, so it might actually be on individual score rather than just team, but maybe for the finals that is actually what it was displayed in previously. It is just a march effect. It doesn't really do much for you, but because all of these players have already earned their dragon egg, which is what everyone is looking for, is the new reward, the new dragon that everyone can use with their marches, which is significant. Not necessarily upgrade, but a significant item to have. March effect everyone loves to use is some of these players, they are using previous All-Stars march effects. Eye Candy is attacking Toot. Toot's going to be attacked a few times. So he was attacked a few times previously, being attacked again it seems. It might have been a fake rally, I know they still are sending it. So 3.4 billion power. So he went down about 400 million, but there was a lot of reinforcements in there. They took a while to do that rally. Part of the reason you should really not be taking your time with those. They took their time with that rally, speeding it up. Wasn't too bad, but certainly getting those in as fast as possible. Avoid some of the reinforcements. Really destroy your army. In the previous semi-finals, at least the one I was streaming, especially the preliminaries, we saw a lot more mounted rallies, ground as well, to some degree ranged, certainly. But this one we're seeing a lot of siege. A lot of siege is happening. Back and forth, reinforcing the siege, attacking the siege, even reinforcing ground as well is happening a lot. For any of those players that are watching that are nowhere near the size of these players, don't necessarily try to copy them. First, because you don't have the same tiers of troops as them, but it can be dangerous if you don't have the kind of stats they have. Trying to use simply one troop type and you're solo attacking, especially, dying horribly. If you're gonna do it, make sure you're at least rallying with your other clients, players, just like they are, and that's partly why people are complaining about the solo attacks, because they're actually... We go over the scores once more. So first we got Ethereum, which is a great thing to buy into. Buy Ethereum right now. Trail Dog is second. We got the... I don't know how to say this, but read that for yourself if you can. Third place, Errors in fourth, Mad fifth. Hugh is sixth. Dawn, Teddy, then Easy, Mark, Tigu. We'll just scroll through the rest like we have previously. The Huntress still pretty much the same rank, 33rd there. Hero 41st. Getting a bit more score, could be doing more. Waggy Monster still, fortunately, seems to not be in the event. I have more than that. I might have actually have just been scouting someone, sending a reinforcement. So Eye Candy setting another rally. Not sure if that's a fake rally. Not sure what's happening with that. Brett Sam might be being attacked here. 8.3 billion troops. Not sure if they actually sent that. I think it might have been a fake. Dude was just attacked. He's been attacked a bunch of times. I assume Eagle team are getting good ratios out of him. They're going to continue attacks, probably 4th or 5th time they've attacked too. So Toot losing 800 million power there. The reinforcements actually did survive that one. Actually look at the overall scores, so there's still about a 7,000 difference between the teams. They're not really gaining on them. Eagle team still losing significantly. So they're going to attack docks here. Just over 10 billion power currently. Or if this is going to end up being a fake, we'll see. Seems to be pretty slow if it's not a fake. Yeah, come on. But he went down a few 100 million power. He did quite a few reinforcements. Hopefully Eagle team didn't lose too much on that, because it's nice to see them picking up on the rallies, sending more out, but they're not getting crazy ratios, which you do tend to not see in these higher status battles like these. They're very hard to get really good ratios. Tends to happen in SVS when you're going against players that are just really bad. Which, although that's not the case, obviously these people have fought hard to get into the finals. Sometimes the higher power players are not actually the ones doing it. Be interesting to see who exactly comes first and to compare their power. I know currently some of these people in the top ranks right here are definitely not the people now, but the points wise, important to note as well though that Ethereum here has almost 8,000 points. Not too close, but they will get there for sure. Even down in 4th is half, especially down in 5th. There is still a big difference even top ranks there. Nuclear, I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but that's what you want to say, sure. Again, if there's anyone watching and you're trying to watch for very particular players and you want me to pay a little bit more attention to them, it is hard, especially with these Knights Hall marches going over the top, but I'll try my best to pay attention to them a little bit more, especially when I'm going through the scores to try to read out their name in particular, highlight what their score is. Do leave it in the live chat and check out the description for a little bit of a competition detail. That will be held once we get to 100,000 points for both teams. And take a look at the battlefield map again. So Eagle team are holding a few more buildings they did before. They've still got the rally hall, but it's being captured right now. Actually, it has been. They got both the blessing towers. They got some portals now. They don't really need those, but most buildings are held by Lion team, or at least the majority of them. The half-ton daddy was teleporting around a couple of times. He was long-range march before, did lose quite a bit of troops, but he's teleported back up here to his team. So Ares was just rallied. Still not doing too bad. 6.5 billion power. Got 43 minutes left for anyone that can't read it. I know it's all up there in the top. I did previously have a timer in the bottom right on my stream, but I just opted to not have it this time. If you want it, do ask in the live chat, because it will be much larger underneath the chat. Bottom right, that's where I did have it. I can add it back in 30 minutes. Another report here. So this is their attack onto areas. So again, they are losing more power than you're seeing here because of the reinforcements. I would hope that they would change that. So that for streams like this, you don't just small amount. There is losing almost 1 billion power. They didn't have too many really. Trying to use a ground general there for their defense. Actually, relatively low stats for that because is a 2-hour battle, so apologies if sometimes I do go AFK and the screen's up. Long stream, so sometimes you got to take a slight break and then come back. I'm stepping away for a moment. Too much of an issue. Again, if anyone's having other issues with the stream, when I'm not doing that at least, is my voice being too quiet, music's too loud, too quiet, whatever you would like to change about it, make sure you let me know. So that also includes if you want me to look at the scores more, reports more or less, so on. Scores don't actually appear to be as high as I was thinking they would be. Hopefully they do get to the 100,000 mark so that the competition listed in the description in, at least for one team. If it's not getting particularly close in the last 10 minutes, I'll simply say the phrase that the description, and anyone that posts their ID get there. The Styles setting another rally onto Pyro's sheep. I think they might have just recalled that. I know it did still go out. So 5.2 billion power starting out. Oh, okay, maybe they did recall it because it's actually getting there. We are seeing some more fake rallies back and forth. Same report. Of course, we'll get that one for now. Error's setting another rally. Golden, just attack from Eagle team. Not sure how much he just lost, but we'll check the scores once again. There's not too much going on right now. It appears that some players might be complaining. I'm not sure exactly about what, but it may mean that we see a little less action in the last 5 minutes here than I was expecting. Still seeing Eagle team losing at the moment. Still the 8,000 mark at the moment, but it might actually increase over time because Eagle team are having some communication problems. Not as many people are joining the rallies. Having said that, they have so many troops that there's only a certain amount of people that can actually join these rallies anyway, so it might not be a big issue. We'll see if they can actually claw back some points, but it's probably quite unlikely that Eagle teams end up winning this one. But for anyone that's cheering on for that team, hope they can actually claw back points. Certainly is possible. There are a few players down here in the bottom of the ranks haven't done too much, such as Waggy Monster. Not sure if he's just lagging a lot or he doesn't have time or something, but there are players like that ranks. Even this Chinese character name person is a relatively high power. Zero has done good in his previous round. Even from Lion Team, you got some people like Huntress that is a little low in the rankings. There are a bunch of these people that aren't looking to spend a lot of money to try to heal their troops. Or in the chat just before, that might hate why some of these people aren't ranked. Just wanted to get into the finals. Seeing quite a few Eagle team in the top 25. You got Eye Candy there. Others, you got 9. Ones we've been seeing quite well previous, but still with Lion Team dominating top 10. Alright, so we've got another rally on to Crazy from Eagle Team. We do actually have a few Lion Team down here in the bottom corner near Eagle Team. As it comes into the last 30 minutes, especially the last 15 minutes, we may see the more Lion Team teleport around Eagle Team. Because we've got Love Letter Alaska over here, and Naz, Toot, Insta, and Crazy. Talking about that, Lion Team currently have fully held the hospital, and the rally building is held by Eagle Team. A bunch of the other buildings are held by Lion Team with a few hands off. About the reports, I mean, I have been showing a bunch of reports. There's not too many in chat. Obviously, but this one we haven't taken a look at before. The Ret Sam not losing too much. Wasn't a ton of reinforcements in the city anyway. Most of them weren't wounded. I think that was a solo attack. Yeah, it was a solo attack. So 200 million being lost by Ret Sam there. Not sure if we have a different report. This might be the same one. This is different. So 0 being defended. Not very many reinforcements. That's mostly just a solo defense against a pretty large rally with 10 million troops in it. Well, total is over 11 million. So they're losing almost 750 million power there. That's line team on the right there. Team report. I'm not sure if we have different ones. Might be this different one here. So never been reinforced by 4 million troops. Losing pretty much the same on both sides. I'm not sure if that's the total. It might have actually been a little bit more of a loss for Eagle team in that one. The other reports I have seen, I mean, if you're asking me to look at reports I've looked at before but you haven't seen because you weren't in the stream, I can look at those again if you Jerome, I do not understand what you mean. Say Howard Genesis, the magic fireball for points. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you're getting the wrong name of something or you're in the wrong game or something. I've not heard of that. Another report here from Waggy Monster. I haven't actually seen much from Waggy Monster so far, but he's doing a little bit more. So we had a rally. Oh no, there was a solo attack onto areas. Didn't do too bad. Siege attack. I'll actually take a look at the stats on that one real quick, for anyone wondering. So he has pretty damn high siege stats for that. Getting close to 1300% attack, close to 800 on defense and HP, whereas I think maybe about 1000 on the range, 850 on the siege for Grizz. Another report from Golden to take a look at when he's been attacking Ginster. So we are seeing more solo attacks. So line team on the right here were solo attacking Golden. He didn't have too many reinforcements, so now slowing down a little bit with their reinforcements, but still a couple million there. About a 3-to-1 ratio in favor of line team. Now we'll take a look at the wars. It's pretty much still the same difference between the two teams. The person that was in first place was called him. That happened is they changed their name. I'm trying to just keep an eye on the battle. If you want particular people to be scores, that night roll down, find them. You are seeing already Lion Team are surrounding Eagle Team. Doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means you may see a few more solo attacks that might. No real point in surrounding them, but it just makes those solo attacks a little easier to do while avoiding reinforcements. You might see some more scouts done by players. We got Luke perhaps being rallied again. I'm not sure if they have multiple rallies. He's been rallied once already and they're rallying a second time. May have lost 1 billion the first time. I'm not sure if that was a second one. May have been some solo attacks. That was actually a rally as well. It was a relatively small one. He didn't lose too much. And it was a rally, but I think they're trying to zero him, so we might see the first player on fire being Toot from Lion Team. in a moment. He's down to about 1 billion power right now. And I think he teleported himself away because all of his sent away. Red Sam's teleported into the same space trying to take in those attacks, but it didn't seem to work apart from the one. To Mohammed, Eagle Team sharing only good reports is in part because when I'm looking at the reports, a lot of them are attack reports. When it's an attack report like that, you're probably going to see the losses, the person that's sharing the report, not their entire losses. When you look on the other team, you're able to see everything, including what reinforcements will power. So it doesn't always tell the full story. You might see like 900 million or 1 billion power lost by Lion Team in that report. Only like 60 million or something by attack, at which field. That's not actually the case. It's just the report isn't. Probably should do to understand. They are actually losing. Previously, some relatively good reports if you take it at face value, but Eagle Team were complaining to each other. The player's name with that siege buff was Waggy Mon. Trying to find his spot. He may have teleported somewhere else. I'll try to find him. You can actually just go to members here. You can see. He's this player here, 35. 11 points. Alright, and it's official. One team has gotten the 100,000 mark, so I will be posting from the praise chat. Once I post that, make sure you post your ID right after that. Put in games. We've already entered into one of the previous contests. There's no point sending the ID because they've got to give your ID twice to the development team. They won't actually have the rewards. Got more reports to look at here. I'm not sure if these are going to be solos and the rally and a big defense. That's what you're seeing as well. I mean, you've got 9 million wounded, only 1 million surviving. Mostly going to be high tiers. You only see the 80. Not the end. They can't really do anything about that. They change something to read that. Given the losses on the left side here, they probably actually lost much more. Maybe this. That gap is widening. Got 23 minutes left here. Hopefully we see some more scores out of these high power players. I have a feeling that a lot of them are happy with their score right now, so we might not see too much, but we do have another rally onto Subhuman. I don't think we've seen him rally just yet. 4.2 billion power. I didn't check beforehand, so I'm not sure how much he lost, but of course, best just to see the reports because reinforcements die as well. Entangle might be setting another rally here. Onto Crazy. Crazy starting out at 6.3 billion. Before that, I didn't see, but I don't think he actually got in reinforcements. Oh, actually, that's Lion Team, so sorry, I looked at the wrong player there. Went too far. things do go pretty quickly. I think that guy might have lost about 500 million power or so earlier. Eye Candy, got another attack onto Subhuman. A lot of those reinforcements were killed again. 500 power loss defense. So it seems like the defense is really strong here. Eagle team have been trying to get those points, attacking a lot more often than Lion team with those large rallies. Even not shying away from attacking players like Erez. Allowed Erez to be in first place. This is Queen Raven second, Pitchfork in third, Back to Bed in fourth, which attacked us before, and roll through 25 for now. At the end of the battle, I probably go. Get back to the battle here. We're going to see more solo attacks as we go on. Might have just been one onto Back to Bed, I'm not sure. Actually a rally. Those two rallies just done, one by Eagle team, one team. Check the scores after that, just the total scores. So got a 17,000, maybe even 18,000 difference right now. Eagle team will be losing this battle, but Lion team on an individual basis will be still vying for those top spots. Because the #1 player will be listed for probably months on the front page of the All-Stars tab. That everyone will be in game, so it's certainly worth being in the top ranks. Even then, once you click onto the overall ranks, you can actually see 5, 10, etc. in other tabs in there. The lines between both teams have been blurred. They're really just all in different places. I mean, you got Retsam right in the middle, Dion right in the middle of the Eagle team. There's no real Lion team left up here. You just got maybe Huntress and a few other players sitting over there, but there's still lots of Eagle team surrounding them too. Just really quickly check out the battlefield map. So, Lion team holding the battlefield hospital. Rally building for some time has been held by Eagle team. Eagle team have picked up a couple of extra buildings, still holding the Blocking Towers and the Knight's Hall. If you haven't seen already, this channel is called Evony Guides, which of course indicate I do guides for Evony, so if you do want to check out those videos, make sure to subscribe and check it out whenever you'd like. Most of them are for beginners or intermediate players, but even those more advanced players will at least get some questions answered by having their members watch those videos, those annoying members that keep asking questions. You can just direct them to my videos to help them out. You'll be aware some are a little bit outdated, but those will be updated with brand new videos coming out soon, and a website that will up-to-date information. Website is not currently available, but it will be soon, so do check out on the channel when that is available, which hopefully will be within the next week. So Styles setting another rally. They're not holding back on these rallies, they're still going. In the previous battles we've seen in other stages of 4th All-Stars Battlefield, players opt out of rally, shying away from them. Having said that, I think that was a fake rally. Oh no, so fast it wasn't too great for Lion team on that one, but probably not going to affect the scores too much. Still about a 20,000 difference. Lion team actually ahead. Having said that, Eagle team in general have been dropping out of the ranks, but we do have Back to Bed here now, really making a comeback. I'm not sure what this player was previously, because they clearly changed it. Got out really quick by the way. So that is I'm JT. That's changed his highest. So we got Eagle team defending in this report with Lion team attacking. Lion team losing somewhat close to 800 million power, just over 400 million power being lost by KGPC. Probably a little bit more in it, maybe a bit closer to 500 million power, so there's not a huge ratio there, but still helpful for individual score. What most players are going to be buying for right now, because unfortunately Eagle team are not going to be winning this event, but that individual score really matters, and that's why you're seeing this guy continually change his name more than his attacking players, but trying to get that top rank so that he'll be able to speed on the stars. Although I'm not sure if that's definitely how it works, we'll have to see after the battle. I've changed it. So even after all this time, you're still seeing the likes of Sean Teddy with 250 million troops, not being completely zeroed out. There's a bunch of players that haven't even really been touched. Almost in the last 15 minutes, we'll see some rallies for now. I've got Mask, that might have been the first player on fire so far. Very low power, completely zeroed out. They just attacked Sean Teddy. We're starting to see some players being force ported or teleporting away from battles, so definitely seeing certain players being ganged up on hit multiple times. Before we didn't see that so much. A lot slower gameplay, but it's being frantic now. There's going to be a lot of score changes, a lot of changes in places in the leaderboards. So we'll keep checking back at the changes that are happening, especially because in the top ranks there, I think top 3 are relatively close in, so they definitely can vie for that. It's just going to be about who can those sneaky kills in. Only 15 minutes, they can't hang around, but they need to make sure they make the most back in that time. Very hard. Really interesting. A little bit hard to follow right now. You're seeing multiple rallies coming out over and over. Just check the scores out while bit of a clusterfuck in there. So give to Obama 11,000 points. Whereas is a little bit too far away at the moment, but they definitely can get that amount of score, perhaps even in one battle. Not really seen much of a difference in the ranks right now. We've got Muck from Eagle team coming up in the ranks a little bit. Bunch of Eagle team back here in the late teens, but mostly dominated by Lion team. Waggy Monster is actually really coming up in the ranks. He was really far behind before. He's at 5,000 points now. He was not that long ago, maybe 20 minutes ago, at 500 points. Now he's times that by 10. Hopefully to see even more coming out of Waggy Monster into 15 or so. Certainly possible at this point. So Crazy was just rallied. We've got quite a bit of power on him. Hopefully we'll see some more players fire soon. Seems like Mask might have given up. He's not putting his fire out. He's not killing any troops. Certainly still some players working hard to get those rallies out, scouting a little bit here and there. As you can tell, some of these players have given up at the moment. Very draining doing this for 2 hours, healing your troops, trying to decide if it's worth getting more points or not. For a bunch of rallies just before, they'll probably start up any second here with more as they prepare for them. Got some solo attacks, 0 onto Lin. Actually, might have been the other way around. The Huntress has moved, as far as I'm aware. I don't think they were there before. The Huntress might be going for some points now. Being attacked by Muck solo. Seems like there might actually be an end to the rallies now, seeing quite a few solo attacks. Having said that, maybe Eye Candy is setting up another one on Huntress. The Huntress, 2.4 billion power being rallied. Went down 400 million. They did have a couple of reinforcements, not too many. Need to be attacked again. I'm not sure if that's a rally. I don't think it was. It might have been a solo attack. We'll see in a second here. So Huntress is already healing their troops. Definitely going for more score as it comes into the final 10 minutes here. As you see at the top. For anyone that can't see it, pretty much exactly 10 minutes right now. I understand it might be relatively small on the screen. So Era's taking first place now by almost 500 points. Muck is still coming up in the leaderboards here. He was 7th before. I think he was not too long ago actually outside of the top 10, so he's really coming up. Miss Phoenix 10th for Eagle team. Huntress is 22nd. I think we're not doing too bad before, but they've certainly come up about 10 ranks. So Waggy Monster in 30th. He's only about 400 points in the last 5 minutes. Hopefully we see a little bit more. Another report from a player with a lovely name. Seemed to be too much going on there. More players teleporting around, probably looking to do solo attacks still. Pick up those final points. So they've attacked Sean Teddy a bunch of times now. He's still maybe lost 20 million troops. Still has over 200 million, well over 200 million. Eye Candy setting up another rally. Lion team seem to have given up on rallies for the most part, but Eagle team still going for those. Attacking Huntress again. Huntress currently has 2.2 billion power. They seem to be a little bit slow with this rally. I'm not sure if it's a real rally in a moment. There was a slow rally, but they did end up killing 400 million power worth of troops. There were plenty of reinforcements in there as well, so those would have been killed. Overall score difference right now is pretty much 30,000, so it's been slowly increasing as time goes on. Lion team with a significant advantage. And looking at the battlefield map, still pretty much the same, where quite a few key buildings are held by Eagle team, but Lion team still holding the battlefield hospital, which at this point is not really relevant because most players are not going to be healing anymore. They're just going to go all out with what they have, get the points that they can, and then that's going to be it for the event. So Eagle team with another rally onto Crazy. Almost in the last 5 minutes right now. Queen Raven has taken the second position from Eagle team. Muck has fallen back one position. Hasn't really got any more points since we last looked. 59 coming up in the ranks, trying to get in that top 10. Just really looking for Waggy Monster. So Waggy Monster has added another 1,000 points to his total. It's going to be really hard in the last 5 minutes to make a significant amount of points. Make a difference for Waggy Monster, and a couple of these other people that are really trying to pick up those points are going to be struggling. But hopefully we see some of them get it, because they have actually done really well in previous stages of this event. So it'll be good to see those players do equally well in this event. Got errors teleporting around a little bit here. We might see some solo attacks from them. Perhaps, given where they are, they might even do a couple more rallies. As we see right now, they're starting another one. Hopefully we can catch who that is on. It might be someone relatively close to them, their city. So they're attacking... Oh no, that's not attacking. Got a couple different places they're going to hit. That might have been a fake rally. I'm not sure if this Eye Candy one is a real rally, but Love Letter right now has 5 billion power. That was a real rally, so 5 billion starting out. Actually, he did heal back 500 million before they hit. So he only lost 200 million, it seems. He may have healed more than that before I actually saw the total. Given it's at the end of the battle, probably not going to see any more reports, unfortunately, but to all those that have been tuning in, checking out the other reports and other things, thank you for that. And if you are looking for those reports, because they won't be showing anymore now, do feel free to take the little circle thing back and check out when we've been looking at those reports previously. And if you're asking for like reports or anything like that, you're wondering what these players are using, you can certainly ask in chat now, because the event is finishing in about 3.5 minutes. We'll check out the leaderboards, we'll check out the final scores, who won, we'll go over the rewards once more. Any questions left in live chat, I'll get to them then. If you have any questions related to the All-Stars, reports, what troops to use, what not to use, generals to use, just anything that it may be, feel free to ask. If you don't want to ask, or you can't be bothered or something, certainly do check out my channel and the videos available on there. And stay tuned for the release of my new website. That will just be an easier way to consume that content than video content. So less than 3 minutes left here in the battle. We've got Queen Raven from Lion Team, which is in the top ranks, actually on fire right now. So they have been really going hard on getting their kills in. They're below 1 billion power. trying to do that. But Waggy Monster attacking areas, I think that's what we just saw there. Just in a second once it returns, if that's... oh no, that was actually Muck that did that. We got Half Ton Dad is also on fire. Got more players teleporting around, frantically trying to get their final points in. We'll take one look at the scores before we wait until the end. So obviously Lion Team are going to be winning this battle. Looks like Ares is probably going to be coming in first place. It's unlikely Queen Raven is going to be able to get those points. Gift Obama, I think they may have just stopped. 59 has been really moving up in the ranks. It'll be interesting to see if he can use that 1.5 minutes to get more points. He was maybe behind 20th place even like 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. Now he's in top 5. And that's it, we have the final scores. So Lion Team is going to be taking this victory in Peak of Glory Continent with 212,000 points. Eagle Team is significantly behind with 181,000 points. In terms of individual score, we're going to be seeing Ares with the top place with only 90 points between Ares and 59. 59 fought valiantly towards the end with his solo attacks to get that second place. He was so close to getting that first place. It's in a way sad to see, but unfortunately I don't have too much pity for him because he solo attacks all the time. But in third place we got Gift Obama. That was originally JT, I believe, but they changed their name a bunch of times. Behind them we have Queen Raven, Muck, this Chinese player here, Jinster, Hugh, Trail Dog, Pentangle, Bucko, Miss Phoenix, Naz, Pyro's Sheep, Pitchfork, Waggy Monster, actually really pulled back there quite a lot to get into that rank. Sean Teddy, Love Letter, Huntress, Crazy, Rentos, Casey, Mad, King, Retsam, Never Been, Half Ton Dad, Golden. To not bore you, I'm not going to read out the rest. You can certainly check the rest out yourself, which we will once we reload the game, show you where you can actually do that, and we'll check out the rewards. Thank you for tuning into the stream. If you do end up stop watching now, that's fine. Do make sure you subscribe and check back to the channel when new videos are posted, so I have plenty of guides available. You can actually see in this tab the different winners. I think that's actually the previous winners. So 59 actually used to be the All-Star of King of Conquest, but actually perhaps glitching out at the moment, not updated. But anyway, you can certainly come into battle logs, look at the final. Scores haven't been updated for individuals just yet, but you can look at that maybe in about 20 minutes when it will be updated. Other than that, you can check out the top charts. Not been posted just yet. And you will see, like this, it hasn't been updated yet. These are the old ones. You'll be able to see whoever won for those. Also check out the information if you're not understanding everything in the battle. You can just look at the special types of rules there. But looking at the rewards, those top players from Lion Team, sorry, they will be getting the 4 main rewards, which is the Apollo March effect, Mediterranean Castle decoration, the Dragon Egg, which you can see in your own pasture, by the way. Although we don't know the stats for those, we'll update that on the channel at some point in the future. What exactly this does, we'll start using it. And you have the Ethereal Lightning avatar frame, among other rewards, and that's all the way back to 15th place. Unless they've changed how it works, it should actually be Lion Team that gets top 15 players, and those places behind there up until 50th will lose out on that March effect, which all of the players we just saw will be getting these rewards or better. And again, you can check that out your own game. Thank you for tuning into this stream. I'm going to leave you with some music, and then I'll end the stream at some point. If you do have any questions, leave it in the chat, and I'll use text chat to see you in the next one.